Hi, I'm Rick at Rick Turns, and today's video is... This is a sort of natural edge wing bowl made from kind of an oval cutoff on the side of a log. Well, I got this chunk of wood here from a friend of mine who had gotten it from a friend of his, and he wanted me to turn anything out of this piece of wood for his friend. So anyhow, it's kind of an oblong, and it's no more than 4 inches tall, maybe not even that much. And I am going to make a winged bowl. I've never actually made a winged bowl before, so this is a good opportunity. And as you can see, first thing I got to do is get this bark off of here. Okay, I've got the bark off, which took a little bit. I need a circle there with a center. And we've got a bunch of these templates that I made years ago. 11 inches, definitely too big. 10 inches, too big. Let's go down an inch. 9 inches, okay, that's good. So I am going to just center this by eye, this way and this way, of course. And I am going to drill a hole in it, right in the center, because I'm going to hold this on my chuck with a screw center mounted in the chuck. And I believe that'll be deep enough. So now we're going over to the lathe and mount this. What I've got here is a one-way stronghold chuck that I'm using, and I'm going to clamp a woodworm screw into the center of it right here. Now I'm going to put the bowl blank on here by screwing the woodworm screw into the hole that I drill right in the center, and I lock the spindle so that I can screw in the blank as tight as possible. And now I'm just going to turn up the speed until I hit a point where the lathe starts to vibrate some, which would the blank is a little bit out of balance, as you would expect. So I'm just trying to determine the maximum speed I can run at. Okay, well, I lost all my video where I was turning the tenon for gripping it in the chuck. Wasn't that exciting anyway, but I regret having lost it. So now I'm going to finish up a little bit more detail on the bottom here, and then I'm going to flip it over, put it in the chuck. I don't want to turn this area right up here too thin right now, because I still have to surface the other side. So I'm leaving it kind of thick and just finishing up this little slope right here. That's pretty good. I'm going to flip it around now. Alright, I've remounted it. It is mounted top side up in the chuck now. So the first thing I'm going to do, of course, is even this all off. And then I'll start turning the interior there. Okay, that's about 700. That's about the best I'm going to do for right now. Going to switch to a scraper temporarily. So the bowl part, that is the interior cutout, I'm going to start right about here, I think. It's going to be a fairly shallow cutout there. And I am going to go back to a 5/8 inch bowl gouge. Alright, we need to take another look at it. Good, good. That's about as far out as I want to come. There's still a good bit of thickness here, and that's good. It probably doesn't show on the camera. This wood's still really wet. But that's okay, because it is going to be sort of a natural piece like this. Alright, now I need to check the depth, I think. Okay, I can come down at least another 1/4 inch or so. Yeah, maybe even a half. So now I'm going to be deepening this some and probably steepening this area here. Yep. Okay, don't want to go any deeper. These sides are right in here, fairly thin there, maybe 3/8 of an inch. Over here, it's thicker. Wood is shaped differently on the back. And so, I think I can round this out a little bit more up here at this end. Alright, that's good. Still thick over here, but it is going to be because of the way that side slope is. I'm not going to try and cut this bowl thin. The wood has already got splits in it. Don't want to take any more chances with it. Alright, I think I'm going to switch to a scraper. Try and clean up this area right down in here. Looks good. Okay, no torn grain. It's still kind of bumpy in there. Definitely don't want to go any deeper. All right. So it's still a little bumpy in there. Is what I'm trying to clean out. But I'm almost ready for sanding. Sanding the back side of the bowl here, really can't do it while it's running. This and this just make it way too bumpy. So I'm sanding this basically by hand with it locked in position here. Alright, I've got this bowl all sanded down to 1,000 grit, and so I'm really ready to take it off of here. I'm not going to do anything else to it other than I need to finish the bottom. So I'm going to take it out of the chuck here. Got to take the chuck off and remount the bowl with the bottom outward so I can finish up the bottom on it. And for that, I use this monster right here. It is a faceplate mounted onto a large piece of plywood. I'll be using the tailstock basically to hold it in place. So as you can see, I left the original mounting where the tailstock was. That little hole is right in there, so I can center it again just right. And since the top of the bowl is basically flat, it's going to hold real well right there. So I'm just going to put pressure on this. Not a huge amount. I don't want to break the bowl in half, but I do want to hold it in place. And there we have that, and lock this in place. Alright, I've got a, I believe this is a 1/2 inch bowl gouge. And I'm going to start it up pretty slow here. Alright, everything seems to be okay there. Okay, that's right at 550 RPM. I've been considering whether I'll leave this on here as a foot for the bowl. And I think I might do that. Alright, that's good. Now I'm going to flatten this part first. Okay, this wood right here is pretty soft, almost punky right here. It's tearing a good bit. That's not so great. Trying to get to this little nub right down in there. Get rid of it as much as possible. It's kind of hard to do. And what I do, I'll chisel it off and then finish it off with sanding paper. Sanding the back side of the bowl here, really can't do it while it's running. This and this just make it way too bumpy. So I'm sanding this basically by hand with it locked in position here. Alright, I've got a 1/2 inch wood chisel here and my dead blow mallet. Doesn't really have to be a dead blow mallet, of course. I'm going to take this off first just by gently going all the way around it. What I'm mainly trying to do is avoid tearing out a chunk of wood out of the grain right below that little nub. good. All right, you can see there's still a little rough patch there, still a little bit raised. But now I'm going to get my sander and put on a sanding 150 grit sanding wheel and take that down the rest of the way. So I've got a, well, that's just right, isn't it? This is a 150 grit sanding pad, sanding disc. Going to attach to my sanding right angle drill and just try and take that off of there. All right, that it looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is go through and hit this with some finer grits of sandpaper just to clean it up. Then I'll be ready to put on a finish. Okay, I'm ready to start finishing. I finished sanding the very bottom there, and I wrote on it my name and date and so forth like that, spalted oak. So this is going to get treated with wiping varnish, which is regular varnish diluted 1-to-1 with mineral spirits. All right, this will just take off any stray dust that have settled on this. And I do this now, and between each coat of varnish, I'll usually put on at least 4 coats. Between each coat, I sand the whole thing down with 1,000 grit paper, and then I rub it with a dust cloth, like this. I am not going to put my wiping varnish on the ink just yet, because that ink is only, 10 minutes old or so, and I do not want to take a chance on it smearing. So I'm not going to put anything on that until my next coat of finish. Make sure I get everything and flip it over. Get right back under there where I just touched it. Now, I don't put this on real heavy. It's actually fairly hard to put it on real heavy because it is so thin. It's a little bit more than consistency of water, but not much. Now the first coat doesn't ever look very good. Not too surprising, I guess. It's going to really soak into the wood. And even the second coat, it looks okay. It's really not until about the 4th coat that you begin to get a really great finish on it. Well, this bellows got about 4, possibly 5 coats of wiping varnish on it. Can't remember whether I put on 4 or 5. Anyway, it's been drying for quite a few days. It's been a while since I've been out to the shop. So now I'm going to take this and just buff it with carnauba wax. This is my buffing wheel right here, connected to a, I forget what the speed is on that motor. So I'm going to crank this up. I'm going to rough up the surface of the wheel with this little homemade tool. Then I'll put some more carnauba wax on it and start buffing. And now I'm just going to load some more carnauba wax on there. Alright, that's got the back side. It's nice and smooth there. Smoother than the raw finish is. Knock some of the embedded dust off of there, I guess. So a little more wax on here and get the top surface. All right, okay, and there we have it. It's a rather odd looking bowl since it was made pretty much to keep the outline of the original hunk of wood. That I'll have to give it to the intended recipient and see what the reaction is.